This is VGM Awesome live on 87.7 FM and bradystokeradio.org.uk. We are your very own video game music radio show. Let's kick it a bit today, John. We are, of course, your local geeks who love video games and their music. Don't let that title of video game music deter you because, John, the cello, it's a very fitting time to explain how important this music is to your inner soul. It has changed, it's evolved, it's grown, it's deep, the scope is huge, and video game music has moved along so far from what you think and remember from those chiptune days of the 80s. John, elaborate.
I shall elaborate. A little while ago, let's say in the 80s or 70s, our video game creating gods, if you like.
Definitely gods.
Yep, definitely gods. Basically, they weren't composers. They were programmers.
Mm-hmm.
Programmers in every sense of the word. So what they do is that they build their game, they stick it on the cartridge, however much was on that cartridge, maybe a few kilobytes or megabytes as it was back in the day. And if they had enough room at the end, they'd stick in some music just to make the game seem a bit prettier.
Exactly. So from the day, music was a very, very small part of a big chain of events within a video game. But these days, the hardware, the software, the everywhere, what is everywhere, has changed. As games have gotten better, they've evolved, bigger budgets to go into these productions, the music certainly follows suit. And we've got all sorts coming up today after the back of a very, very excellent show on Saturday, John. Well done, you. High fives.
Yes!
Yes! So yes, today, in a second, we got some Metal Gear Solid. We always like to kick off with a big, fat, PH-fat behemoth. And we've got some Metal Gear, followed swiftly by some Gears of War. John, I think we should just shut up and hit some track.
Sounds good to me.
Sounds good to me. And after that, we've got some interesting tracks from a very, very, very special and talented Swedish chiptune composer, Magnus Palsson. I got a couple of really cool chiptune retro tracks from him, as well as some Final Fantasy. What else we got, John? Some Red, Command & Conquer, Red Alert, all sorts. Legend of Zelda 2. Enjoy this.
Awesome. It's awesome.
You're listening to VGM Awesome. I am Matt Double V, creator and host, joined with co-presenter
John Oat. We are being very British on the show
very
today.
British Britain. We're loving the new ads and jingles here at Bradley Stick Radio, live back on the FM, and it feels so good. And I say that big so as I roll my eyes back into my skull, because it feels that good to be back on 87.7 FM, soundcloud.com/VGM Awesome extended highlight. But John, instead of skipping forward and skipping back, let's skip to the now.
Let's kick
it a bit,
shall we?
Yeah, let's skip to now. We've got all sorts coming up today. As I say, we just had some Metal Gear Solid just now, which is just a behemoth of a game, behemoth of a franchise. God, we use those words so much, but it feels so good because they mean so much to so many games, so much music, and so many fans. John, high five and elaborate. Yes. This is a game, or a show, rather, for gamers and that's a big and, non-gamers, because I guarantee you, and I say that with teeth gritted and closed, because I mean it, that we will shock you with some music that you just simply wouldn't find in video games, or not thought. Was some Gears of War, sweet, from Kevin Riepel, who is a fantastic composer. Gears of War saw the trilogy treatment back in September, the third and final installment, which was an immense game. John. Epic Games made an epic game. A few weeks ago, we began the feature of said book, 1001 Video Games You Must Play Before You Die. Heavy title for a book, and it's certainly a heavy book. But we are going to be working through that whole book in its entirety, no matter how long it takes us.
And no longer how old we get.
Indeed.
Yes.
Sorry, I'm just having a little bit of a bob to that. VGM-a-thon, okay? We're kicking this off on Saturday, Friday and Saturday proper, whereby we are going to make a video game in 48 hours. We've been taking ideas from people to feature those said ideas in said game. And, John, how are you feeling right now? Like, are you nervous? Because I'm a little bit nervous.
I honestly don't know quite how I'm feeling. I'm not entirely sure how we're going to do it.
It's interesting, because, I mean... Let's just define yours and my role in this. I'm a composer by trade, so I'm going to be doing the music and a lot of the sound for this game. John is a filmmaker, and together with Boomstick, they're both filmmakers, and they're going to be making a whole feature-length documentary on the whole process of this game-making amazing thing. You know, so. In terms of what you're going to do, I don't know, from where I stand, when I write something musical, I always have an idea in my head.
Yeah.
But because we don't quite know how this is going to work, because we've got so many contrasting ideas, it's quite difficult to kind of hone and censor those ideas and come up with something cohesive and, you know, imaginative.
That's right.
And good.
In this case, we're going to go for very much an observational documentary. I'm flattering you with my film school knowledge now.
Okay.
But yeah, we're going very observational documentary where you go into it not knowing what's going to happen. You just sit back, you sit tight, and you watch, and you go along for the ride, as it were. And it's going to be a big ride, I'm going to tell you.
I reckon so. I'm glad you used that word, actually. Observational documentary. Is that what you called it?
That's right.
So I guess for me, that sounds as though you're just going to kind of be almost just improvising, isn't it? You know, seeing how the process is working, seeing what would make good footage, what you want to film, and it's going to be really interesting to see because you're just going to see the project grow over the course of 48 hours.
We're going to be seeing the project grow, and we're going to be seeing you deteriorate.
Yeah.
Well, we're going to be deteriorating as well because we're going to be there behind the cameras.
Yeah, we're going to be very broken, I think, by the end of it. This is actually going to be taking place completely in the studio whilst other shows are going on. So as you'll see, the many, many fantastic shows on a Saturday and a Sunday at Bradley State Radio, we will be in the background sweating it out, sweating blood and tears and everything else to make this thing work. It's going to be hairy, it's going to be scary.
It's going to be VGM-a-thon.
It's going to be VGM-a-thon. I like that, John. That was good. High five. That was
Love
a good
it.
slappy high
That
five.
was good.
All right, okay. Well, we're going to be talking a bit more about that as we go on in the show. But as I say, just before we go to a really, really cool track from The Legend of Zelda, which I'm hoping it's going to come up in today's show because we're into the 80s in the book.
Yes, we are.
And I think Zelda was like 85, 86. We might see it. But just quickly, if you want to submit any ideas for the VGM-a-thon, we want more. Get in touch with us. Email, which is studio@bradleystokeradio.org.uk, or Facebook, Bradley Stoke FM, and facebook.com/VGM Awesome. VGM-a-thon. Get your ideas in, or we will get you.
Yes.
I think we should go on with another one of these 1001 video games.
Yes, I believe it's your turn.
It is my turn. Okay, so we had, hold on, let's the page. Was it Battlezone we had just now?
Yes, it was Battlezone we just had.
Battlezone from 1980, and we're staying in 1980, and we've got Defender. This one rings a couple of bells for me. Arcade, developed by Williams, and the genre is a shoot 'em up. Shoot 'em up, whatever. Like Donkey Kong. Another arcade game that would change the industry's formative landscape. Initial reports on Defender, Eugene Jarvis's space side-scroller, suggested it simply wouldn't catch on. With backward and forward movement, fire, smart bomb, and hyperspace, there were too many buttons. The enemies came at you in awkward strands of death, and the whole thing had no recognizable top or bottom. Play Defender like Space Invaders, as many arcade players initially would, and you'd be blown up from behind when an enemy you couldn't see couldn't even see, wobbled out from behind the screen. Defender was, however, a marvel. Jarvis, who had grown up wanting to make pinball machines rather than arcade games, had understood that the player of tomorrow wanted something more than just predictable enemies to memorize and destroy by rote. They wanted ever-changing action, tricksy foes, and explosive options. They wanted something to protect, the tiny spaceman in this case, as well as something to destroy. They wanted glowing spectacles as their enemies erupted into sprays of pixels. Most of all, they wanted the incredible levels of control that Jarvis's game would offer. Boom. It sounds a bit like, hey, Mickey, you're so fun, you blow my mind, hey, VGM.
I haven't got a clue what you're talking about.
Oh, come on, everyone knows that song. Obviously, not you, John.
No, I don't.
Even Ross knows this. Yes, we are, of course, joined now by Boomstick and Crofty, who will be miking up and setting up in mere seconds, and they will be on the live FM waves and air, 87.7 FM.
For the first time, might I add.
Yes. Well, last time we did this, John, it was just you and I.
It was.
But we've since been joined by two fellow disciples, two demigods, who are as awesome, if not more awesome. No, not more awesome. Full track from Magnus Palsson, who I had the pleasure of working with on a compilation album of his, an arrangement album, earlier this year. Was it this year or last year? I can't remember. But this was a collection of pieces that Magnus had composed and then asked people from around the globe to arrange his pieces into orchestral arrangements or acoustic piano arrangements, you know, really to take hold of this piece and do what they wanted musically, as long as it kind of obviously remained true to that original piece. So here's one of the original pieces from Space Station level soundtrack from the game. I don't know how you sort of say this because it's just 6 V's in the title, but V, which kind of works for us because we do that in our kind of jingle. But this is it, and it's really uber cool. Nice. You're listening to VGM Awesome on BradleyStuckRadio.org.uk and, of course, 87.7 FM. Feels sweet to say that, Jono.
It does indeed.
Indeed. And we are now joined with Boomstick, song, once I've actually found it, there it goes. It's called The Torch Song from L.A. Noire. And this is a song that will surely shock you. It's up there with the best. Enjoy.
I need something to soothe this pain.
For the first time on the FM waves, we have Boomstick and Crofty. Gentlemen.
Hello.
Hi.
Always full of optimism and charisma when they come into the studio. This is the part of the show for new listeners where we take a couple of movies and give them a good old boomsticking. And what that basically means is movie reviews, and we like this. We are about everything that's cool to do with media, video games, and movies. Awesome. So time flies when you're having so much fun.
Time flies indeed.
But we are going to use these last 15 minutes and so of time talking about the VGM-a-thon. Gentlemen.
Hit me.
Yeah.
The time is upon us. This is our last show before the VGM-a-thon.
Oh, no.
How are you feeling?
Psyched. I'm actually really, we were talking about it earlier actually, but we're both kind of like got the buzz.
You got the buzz.
The buzz starting.
The buzz of performance is about,
Yeah.
performing under pressure.
Yeah, about
I feel
striving or failing.
I feel really confident about this.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Why is this? Have you got like a secret, something planned up your sleeves? You've got like a master plan? Because I ain't got nothing.
Well, I would like to say that I got a Gabe Newell coming in, but I don't.
But you don't.
I've got a feeling that just everything's going to go really well.
It's going to be hard.
Can
it's going
fate be tempted?
to be grueling.
Let's just define our roles. Crofty, you're the brains behind this. You're a game designer, coder.
Yeah.
What will you be doing in this project?
Well, I'll be making sure that everybody be doing their job.
Awesome.
Producer.
And I'll be kind of being
busting everyone's chops.
shouting at people, trying to look important.
Are we going to see a different side of you?
Oh yeah,
because I've been quite happy with the side that I've seen so far in these past couple of months since
quite
you guys
happy.
Well, very happy, very happy.
See how aggressive it's going already. Like, unbelievable. Imagine what the actual weekend's going to be like.